My name's Neal Gandhi. I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you my story, really, and hopefully end with a conclusion that shows that actually having a greater purpose is better business, and I'll tell you all about that. I'm an entrepreneur. I started my first company when I was 21. I then started a few others, and they were pretty successful. So I found myself a couple of years ago in a place where I was thinking, okay, I've done an average of a startup every 4 or 5 years. I'm about 40, so am I supposed to do another 4 or 5 startups until I retire? And that just felt horrible. It didn't make any sense to me. It's like, I can't do it. I don't have the energy. I don't have the personal strength to go and do yet another startup and operate on the basis of utter brute force. No, I couldn't do it, so I was desperate and unhappy. At the same time, I had a personal situation that kind of caused me to become more awake, I suppose you would say. And I was lucky enough, I took a year out and to sort of focus on who am I, what am I about, kind of one of those walk in the wilderness type years. And I did that from September 2012 to September 2013. And in the course of that, met Mike, which was great and a hugely pivotal moment in my life personally as well. So then I re-emerged last year, about just under a year ago, with this new idea around, and it wasn't a new idea, but it was a new idea for me. This new idea that actually maybe businesses could have a purpose beyond profit, which was really bizarre for me because every company I'd ever founded knew its exit from day one. So I remember setting up one company in particular where before we'd even set up the company, we knew who we were going to sell it to. And so its whole purpose was about achieve this growth, get that revenue, get that margin, achieve that gross margin, achieve that net, and then go and do an accretive sale to that company who's listed in NASDAQ and whatever, and we're done. And so that was what it was all about. And I thought, actually, maybe businesses have something else other than just those numbers. So I started working with a few companies and by the way, I personally invest now. I invest in technology startups. So I have a portfolio of about 12 companies that I've invested in on a personal basis, and some of which I chair and operate with the management teams. But I decided that what I'd actually start to do was define the purpose beyond profit. I guess what I've grown to realize is what I've seen, and I have to say, since I've started working this way, about a year, I would say that my personal balance sheet, my personal net worth has grown more in the last 12 months than it had in any 12-month period before. If you look at the companies today and the strongest performing companies in the portfolio, this is not conscious capitalism, inclusive capitalism, CSR or anything. This is just these points are great company, irrespective actually of what flavor or what language you put around it. That's just a great company. And I don't know anybody who wouldn't want all of those points for their company. Now, I guess where I connect it back to CSR is because if you take the farming software company again, because we know our purpose really well, we also know that we want to support the community that we operate within. We also know from the off, we know the charitable organisations in our community that we want to support as we grow the company. We know who they are, we've identified who they are, and they will sit right alongside the purpose. It's not CSR sitting out to one side somewhere. It's CSR and our purpose sitting in one, right in the heart of the company. So when I say CSR done well is that's what I mean. It means that CSR done well is where you connect it absolutely to the purpose of the company. I mean, I don't know, certainly my situation before was I could not tell you our purpose of any of my companies in the past. They were to get big, they were to get sold, they were to list, they were to whatever. That's what the purpose was, and that was absolutely soul destroyed. Whereas now I can tell you that all of the companies in my, not all of them, there's kind of pre-September 12 companies in my portfolio and post-September 12 companies in my portfolio. All of the post-September 12 companies in my portfolio all have that, which I think is what makes them great companies.